our history and science curriculums that we're using this school year. For history, we're using Beautiful Feet books, and for science, we are going to use Exploring Nature with Children for nature study. And then we are part of a classical conversations community, and so we're going to just expand on our science memory work at home for extra science. So I'm going to give you a look through Beautiful Feet books, and I'll talk a little bit about the nature study. So we've not used Beautiful Feet books before. This year is our first year, and we are doing Early American History. This is the teacher guide, and it's super simple. It is beautiful. It's very well made. It's a lesson per page, it appears. Some pages actually have multiple lessons on them because they are not very long. So they start out with some scripture, and then it goes into your lesson. And these are Charlotte Mason based history lessons. So along with this teacher guide came several books, and we will read part of those books each day with our lesson, and then there's going to be discussion or a notebooking activity or some other activity that expands on what we read. There's also these CDs that came with our curriculum, and these will be something that we'll listen to throughout the course. And I have young children, and so we are only doing, we're splitting this curriculum up into 2 years. So we bought the first semester pack for this year, and we'll do that throughout our entire year. We'll do history 2 times a week. And then next year, we'll do the second semester pack. So you can buy this curriculum as one pack, or you can split it into 2. So let me give you a look at the books that came with it. So this is The Courage of Sarah Noble, and it is just a short chapter book, but it also has some really pretty pictures inside it. And so I think that's going to be really good for younger ones. This is called Pilgrim Stories. It's another chapter book. It looks a little bit more advanced than The Courage of Sarah Noble. It's not quite so full of pictures. And that is by Margaret Pumphrey. This one was by Alice Dalgleish. This next book is another chapter book called The Matchlock Gun. It is written by Walter Edmonds, and it does have some illustrations in it. The next book is called Jamestown, and it is written by James E. Knight, and it's just a short picture book. They're not colorful pictures, but they are really pretty sketches. So then we have Pilgrims of Plymouth, written and illustrated by Marcia Sewall. And these have really very bright, vibrant, beautiful paintings illustrated throughout this book. My kids are probably going to really love this one, just based on the pictures. They love beautiful pictures in books. And then the next 3, the last 3 that I'm going to show you are all written by Ingrid and Edgar Dallaire, and they are super pretty books. So this is Leif the Lucky. This is actually the first book that we are going to do this school year. And we won't read the whole book per lesson. I think like the first lesson is pages 1 through 13. So you're just reading small portions of each book at a time. The next one is Columbus. It's also a Dallaire book. And again, it has those really beautiful drawings inside. It almost looks like colored pencil drawings, which is really different and cool that, you know, it's not your typical picture book. So some of them are colorful and some of them are sketches in black and white. And then the last one is Pocahontas. And so it's another Dallaire book. Those really beautiful pencil drawings inside. Some more of the sketch looking drawings. So that is history. For our science, we will, like I said, expand on what we learn at our CC community and our memory work that we do each week with that. But then as our main science thing, we are going to do Exploring Nature with Children. This is a curriculum by Lynn Seaton. And I just, it's a PDF curriculum, so I printed it out and put it in a binder. And I've got it separated with these dividers for each season. So it actually starts in September if you start at the beginning, but because we started school today, it is July 29th, so we are still in the summer, and so we are starting in summer. And so it is a guided nature study. So you'll go on a nature walk, and she has everything written out for you that you need to know about what you're going to do that day. So when we start next week, it will be field trip week. And so you typically would have a spot that you use for your nature study. But this week is supposed to be field trip, so you go somewhere else. So for us, we don't have a nature spot yet. And so while we are probably going on a field trip to a place that won't be our normal spot, it still is going to be super fun and exciting either way for my kids because they haven't done this yet. So it tells you suggestions of places you could go for your field trip, how to prepare, and what to look for on your nature walk. And then with each lesson, she also has references to a book called Handbook of Nature Study, and it tells you the page references for things that relate to the topic that you're on for that week. And then she's also got a book list, the ISBN, that way you can easily find those books. And then there is a poem with each week as well. And my favorite part is that she also suggests a piece of art to study that goes along with your nature study. So I'll just show you a few examples of these beautiful, beautiful paintings that you will be studying with your children if you choose to do this nature study. Each week, like I said, is a different theme. So there's Moth Week, and there's Bee Week, and there's Ant Week. And this week that I have right here is Visit a Museum. And so there's just so many different themes. This is a 48-week curriculum, so you can do it throughout the year. Even if your school year is only 36 weeks, you could continue to do this with your kids. And it even has things like observing the winter sky, so you don't let the weather hinder you. You're still going to be out enjoying creation throughout even the winter or even the hot months. Like for us, winters are pretty mild because we live in the South, but Summer can be super hot, and that can be a really good excuse for staying indoors, but this is going to push us to get outside even on those days that it's 100 degrees with 104 heat index and we don't want to go outside. So that's really cool. Okay, so for this one in December, it's got Christmas plants is your theme, and it tells you an activity that you can do is make bird cake ornaments, and so it tells you how to do that. We have a weather week, a lichen week, so that's something that my kids enjoy, is going in our front yard and finding moss. And there's a pumpkin week, autumn leaves, autumnal equinox. So anyway, there's just so many really cool things, and I'm gonna pick a random one of the poems to read out of here just so you can get an idea of that. Okay, so here's a poem from the spring curriculum. It says, "Oh, fair to see" by Christina Rossetti. "Oh, fair to see, blossom-laden cherry tree, arrayed in sunny white, an April day's delight. Oh, fair to see. Oh, fair to see, fruit-laden cherry tree, with balls of shining red, decking a leafy head. Oh, fair to see." So some of them are short like this, some of them are longer, but I love that this nature study will expose my kiddos to the arts as well as creation. And so if you want to check this curriculum out, it is to raisinglittleshoots.com to look at this curriculum, and it is only available by PDF download, but you can either print it yourself, you could have it printed by the homeschool printing company or by your local print shop. I chose to use a 3-ring binder only because sometimes I might want to take the lesson with us, and I don't want to have to take an entire book on our nature walk. So I figured I could do this and take out the page or two that I need, put it in on a clipboard, and that can come with us, and it's lightweight, and it's not like a cumbersome book to take with us on potentially a hike. So that's how I'm going to do this. Beautiful Feet Books, you can order on their website at beautifulfeetbooks.com. Price-wise, this is $18, and then so I paid $18 to download it. I printed it at home, and we just bought little $2 journals at Michael's craft store, and that's what we're gonna do our nature journaling in. And she does tell you, you know, that's part of the guide of this, is telling you kind of what you can journal about for your walk that day. And then the Beautiful Feet books, I want to say we paid around $110 for one semester. And so that's all we'll need for the whole year, since we're stretching our year out. So if you've got any questions about either of these, please put them in the comments, and I will be sure to check those out and answer your questions. I will follow up with a review of both of these once we get further into our school year. And if you'd like to be notified when I put out new content, be sure that you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time.